Lately, I find that more and more investigations that I read about just lack basic common sense. I am not insulting the investigators' intelligence by any means here. It's simply annoying to see that they are not taking stock of certain things that can happen during an investigation that may trick them into believing that they have encountered true paranormal activity. The main issue on my mind here is orbs. Again. I have blogged about this before, and I have said that orbs are pretty much bunk to me, and for reasons I can certainly reiterate if only for posterity. The credibility of the entire field of paranormal investigation depends on the ability to debunk activity in order to get to the reality of the situation. That so many investigators are still relying on the so-called credibility of orbs as spirit activity is rather disheartening. I fail to see the sense of the idea, especially if investigators do not check their surroundings for dust and reflective surfaces, bugs, and so on. Every time my team and I scout a location, we take notes as to the number of windows, mirrors, and other reflective surfaces that may prove a problem during investigation. For example, we recently visited a location and were given a tour. There were many windows, including stained glass picture windows, and in one room, there were very large windows, some pictures in glass frames on the walls, and a good number of mirrors. That room in and of itself will prove to be a debunker's dream because of all the reflective surfaces. The main reason for the interest in that room is because there was a death in it. It bothers me, honestly, that so many investigators actually rely on the evidence that orbs provide. It is not evidence, and it proves nothing but that the place doesn't often get dusted. They forget that the flash in their camera can also cause reflections, and that certain kinds of insects do have a reflective quality in their exoskeletons. Either they forget, or they are ignorant of such a fact, or haven't done their paranormal research correctly. Either it is widely known now that the majority of orbs can be debunked very quickly as reflections of light, dust, and bugs. This is why you run experiments doing investigations, just to be entirely sure that what you're seeing is in fact non-paranormal in nature. Is it really any wonder that skeptics of the paranormal scoff when you bring them your evidence, even if it isn't a photo of an orb? All of those hours to capture one or two lucky EVPs, and the world still thinks you're some sort of over-caffeinated nutjob with nothing but time on your hands. If they only knew the truth about time. My point is that focusing on orbs is pretty pointless given what we already know. Unless the anomaly produces its own light from the inside or has some sort of odd discoloration, they are certainly not worth my time agonizing over pictures of floating dust. And even if they were, they would remain in that lovely little folder called interesting.